Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be doing a quick overview of the sponsor system in Spectre Divide. If you're not aware, this is an upcoming 3v3 shooter that's coming out similar to Counter-Strike or Valorant. However, in this game, each player controls 2 characters during a round, so you can see my other character there, and I can switch back and forth whenever I want during the round. So kind of a unique aspect. However, for this video, specifically just covering the sponsor system, which is kind of similar to like classes or heroes or a similar system where each one gets 3 unique abilities. So I'll go through each one of those and demonstrate the abilities for each. So I'm in the training area, so I can swap in and out between these whenever I want. However, in an actual game, once you pick that sponsor, that's what you're locked into. So you can see here there's 8 total, and each one has 3 unique abilities that you can get. So we'll go through each one of these and kind of demo them so you can see what they look like. Starting off with Pinnacle International, we get Splinter Grenade, Adrenalink, and Flash Grenade. You can also see these in the buy menu. So under equipment, you can buy additional uses of those. Let me move my face here. You can see as you hover over each one a description of what they do for reference if you need that as well. So starting off, we've got the Splinter Grenade. That's just kind of a standard grenade that you can throw and then breaks out into different pieces. You can do an underhand throw as well.
Splinter.
To get over sort of barriers and things like that. Next, we have the Adrenalink. So you can see here it's got 2 different abilities. One is a heal on your Spectre that you're playing, but it also affects your other Spectre as well, giving it enhanced vision and ignores weapon move speed penalties. So if we use that, you can see I'm getting the healing, but if we switch to our Spectre, I've got that enhanced vision and movement. And you can see the stimmed meter there in the middle, bottom middle as well. And then finally, we've got a Flash Grenade. So take a look that way. It looks like I can flash myself here. Blinds your screen for a couple seconds. And then moving on to the next one, which is Morrgen United, we've got Smoke Shift, Meltdown, and Hidden Grasp. So looking at those abilities, Smoke Shift, that's going to be a smoke grenade. This also has a unique ability where it has an alt throw where you can throw the smoke grenade but also throw your Spectre puck. So kind of as an example of that, I can, oops, wrong one. I can do an alt throw.
Ooh, I'm shifting with smoke.
Where I throw the smoke grenade and then my Spectre also goes into there as well. Otherwise, you can just throw it normally and it's just kind of a smoke grenade to block areas and whatnot. Next, we've got the Meltdown. So this is a grenade that does damage over time and affects the area on the ground that you throw it. So we can throw it right at this guy's feet.
Meltdown!
See that? So over time, you can see the damage there, eventually killing him. And then finally, we've got Hidden Grasp. So this is a trap that you can place. And if a player runs over it, it'll activate it as a slow area. So if we put it down here to immediately activate it, you can see the trap got activated. And then once in that area, it slows you down. Next, we have Bloom Technology. So this one's kind of fun because it's all B related. So we've got Hex Barrier, Twin Mend, and Swarm Grenade. So the first one, Hex Barrier, kind of self-explanatory. You can put down a barrier here,
in place.
And it'll have 4 different panels. You can't shoot through it, so it's not like a one-way thing, but they can't shoot through it either. However, you can destroy each panel. So that's a barrier that you can put down. Get rid of these real quick. The next one is the Twin Mend. So I don't know if I'll be able to demo this, but this is a healing ability. So you've got your little B healer there that you can send out, and you can see from the description, it heals allies and their Spectre for 80 health over 10 seconds, or you can, if damaged, heal you and your Spectre for 40 health over 10 seconds. And then next, and the last one, we've got Swarm Grenade. So this one is kind of similar to the Smoke Grenade, but it also does damage. So we can throw it
Swarm Grenade
on there. So it's, again, it kind of looks similar to the Smoke Grenade, but he's in there. You can't really see it, but he's getting damaged right now. He should be dying here in a second. He's getting eaten by bees. Oh, it didn't quite kill him, but you can see he did 100 damage there. All right. And then we have Ryker Industries, which has Wave Scan, Hole Mine, and Arc Sentry. So starting off with Wave Scan, this is a sonar spike that you can throw, and it pulses 3 times towards your body. So if we do an example here and throw this there, it will identify enemies. But if you notice the pulse, if I move over here, it'll then pulse that way, and then if I move over to the right, it'll pulse that way, and then it's also identifying the enemy, so you can see them like through walls. So you can, you know, identify enemies behind walls and shoot them and things like that. Next, we have the hole mine. So we can throw this on the ground, and then if somebody walks by it, it'll activate.
Setting a hole mine.
So if we put that there, you can see there, and then it's 3 damage, or 3 damage instances, 15 damage each. And then finally, we have the arc sentry, which will slow down enemies when it gets in the line of sight. So, not quite sure. You can switch the
Arc
view.
sentry watching.
So you can see it's patrolling, and then it's activating and hitting that enemy. But there is this thing. I think that just switches it around.
Arc sentry up.
Yeah, so that just changes directions. So now it's scanning that way. Moving on to the next one, which is vector dynamics. We have dual amp, vector wall, and nanosphere. So starting off with the dual amp, you can see here, once you deploy it, you get a 15% fire rate buff. And as you kill enemies, that'll actually reset that buff. So you can get it for as long as you keep killing enemies, essentially. So if we take a look at that,
amping up.
You can see that progress bar there. And then if I kill a guy, it resets, and then it'll just keep resetting as long as you can get kills every 8 seconds. But it also has its fire rate, so as you can kind of tell the fire rate difference there. The other aspect of it is it says press again to summon Spectre. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if it doesn't work. I'm pressing it again and it doesn't do anything, so I'm not quite sure about that aspect. The next one, though, is vector wall. So this one's pretty cool. It deploys a slow-moving wall that blocks vision, and it has 2 different modes. You can either do a slow version, or you can do a fast version as well.
Vector wall.
So you can follow that to kind of block visions down a hallway or things like that. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, our last one is this nanosphere. So this is another kind of grenade type thing where it will bounce on walls.
Send in the nanosphere.
And so it'll kind of just keep bouncing around until it hits an enemy. If that little sphere runs into an enemy, we'll see what that looks like. It'll then kind of latch onto them. You can see there. So that is Vector. And then the next one is Ghostlink Collective. And this one is probably one I've used the most, which has Partition, Dupe, and Dead Zone. So the first ability, Partition, creates a big long wall that blocks line of sight for 8 seconds. So that looks like this.
Partition up.
So really good for blocking a big area, so you can move to a different part of the map and things like that. And if you get close, you can see it distorts your vision as well. The next one is Dupe, which is a hologram that you can send out, and then if an enemy shoots at it, it'll reveal them. And then it also has this other ability where if you throw your duality puck, it will leave a hologram of that Spectre behind. So if you actually use the actual Dupe hologram, though, that looks like this. So he'll run by, and then if an enemy shoots it, they'll get highlighted. And then finally, we have the Dead Zone. So this is a grenade, and it creates a distortion field that blurs visions when you're inside of it. I'm not quite sure if will it affect me? Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, so this is what it looks like when you're in this area. So again, this is good for like blocking off areas and things like that as well. And then we're down to the last 2. So we've got Mew Robotics, and so this has Patches, Dazzler, and Hyperdome. So starting off with Patches, this is a heal drone that you can send out. There's 2 different ways you can do it. You can do the standard way, which will then travel down, and then if you're in that path, it'll heal you. You can also do a stationary as well.
Healing station active.
Where it'll just stay in this area. The next ability is Dazzler. So this is kind of like a flashbang as well. However, when you activate it, it'll follow your cursor.
Throwing Dazzler.
So you can see that, and then if it hits an enemy, you can see the stars there. It flashes them.
Throw in the Dazzle.
So there's that one. And then finally, we've got Hyperdome. So this throws a grenade that creates a permanent fast recall zone and 150 health shield dome on floor impact. So the way this works is this is kind of the fast, what do they call it? The fast recall zone. So this is related to throwing your puck for your Spectre. So if you, for example, set that down, it takes a while for them to travel to that new location. However, if you throw down a fast recall puck, that is going to speed that up. So the impact here is not going to be that great because he's not very far away. But you can see he zips right over there. So it just kind of creates a fast recall for for moving your Spectre to a new location. And then that stays permanently down. So
Hyperdome.
you can place these, and then you can see that one's still there, and that one's there now as well. So they're permanent for that particular round. Last but not least, we have Umbra Reconnaissance, and with that we get Recon Wing, Pulse Finder, and Glare Burst. So starting off with the first one, Recon Wing, this is a drone that you can throw. It'll stick to surfaces and then identify enemies. So as an example, throw it back there, and then we can see this enemy behind the wall. Next, we have Pulse Finder, which kind of has a similar function.
Pulse Finder.
However, this lasts for 30 seconds, and you can see it's putting a little diamond where the enemy is. And again, you can see that behind walls. So that's the description for that one. We didn't look at that. And then next, we have Glare Burst. So this is another kind of flashbang type ability where you can send out this drone.
Throw in Glare Burst.
And then you can see the stars on their eyes, so they're getting flashed. All right, so that was just kind of a quick look at all of the abilities that are in Spectre Divide so far. Again, this was all done during the playtest, so I don't know if some of this may change. They may tweak some things, I don't know. But this is where things currently stand as is, so hopefully this gives you a good idea of the abilities and sponsors that you can choose, and maybe lets you narrow down some that are your favorites and ones that you might want to start out with if you start playing the game, which I would recommend. It is a lot of fun. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you later. Bye.